And remember, no food for lazy men.
Rogers the sheriff.
This is your Sherry on a rainy midweek morning. Welcome to the midweek presentation of Kear Morning Live, KNL. You can also check us out on our Facebook page, our Facebook KCN TV, our YouTube Kear Network.
Is right, calling out the wrong.
We call out the wrong, bringing truth. This is Kear Morning Live. Welcome live from the nation's capital, Monrovia, Liberia.
Keeping truth.
Say from the slum of West, that's Claratown to Claratown. Those are shanty towns, so never mind. But it's from the slump of Soniwen to the top of the executive mansion. Today is the 8th of July 2026. Welcome to your presentation. My name is Daniel Rogers. I'm your fearless Sherry, your workaholic. There is a saying, there is no substitute for an experience.
Court of opinion, the sheriff in the public court of opinion. The sheriff in the public court of opinion.
Oh yes, the sheriff. I'm your sheriff. And of course, Obejiba is my deputy, able deputy. It's coming up to 4 minutes past the hour midweek presentation, Kear Morning Live, wherever you are navigating. Let me say good morning to the folks following us. Councillor Pierre Brambu, religiously follow me. Also want to say good morning to the Minister of Information, Jeremy Matthew Kear. Good morning to you. The transformation, I really love it. This is what we need in our country. Pape Bien Kota and a boy, I want to say good morning to you. Lee Tamba, good morning to all of you following this morning, wherever you are, getting ready for work. Like I said, money doesn't make you happy. Marcus C.G. George, good morning to you. Money does not bring you happiness. Money does not bring you happiness. Money gives you the confidence. And when you have the confidence, of course, you know what next. But money does not make you happy. Money only gives you confidence. Classic man, good morning to you. Let me say good morning to you, classic man. I guess you're up this morning, Lone Star Cell MTN. Let me say good morning to my guy, Abraham Ezo Rogers. Hope you're recuperating. Otavin Toga Williams. Good morning to Mervin Kitkat Jr. CKA, classic man, Lone Star Cell MTN. Lieutenant Colonel Rubin Kitkat, Chief Prosecutor NPA. Good morning to you, Mervin. I hope you're getting ready for work this morning as a Chief Prosecutor, swinging the day-to-day activities at the National Port Authority. 6 minutes past the hour. Muchas gracias. Good morning. Thank you. Buenos días. Buenas noches. Senori, senora, ladies and gentlemen, welcome wherever you are. Let me also say good morning to a George. He's a workaholic. George Usman Feka and the County Attorney, Monserrato County, Republic of Liberia. To all of you navigating, I want to say good morning to you. I'm your sheriff. Rain or shine, except I'm sick. But rain can never, ever stop me. No way rain can't stop me. Rain can never, ever stop me. So let's bring you Natasha Yasia Right Morning Tea. Natasha Yasia Right Morning Tea. Natasha, by the way, Natasha Yasia Right is the president of the Judiciary Reporters Association, a very brilliant journalist, young evangelist. Here comes madam. He says the game is over. I thought he would be sleeping by this time because, you know, our guys, as soon as it starts to rain, of course, you know what next. But it's Kear Morning Live on your station. Let's bring you Natasha Yasia Right Morning Tea. team, our eyes are upon you, Lord. 2 Chronicles 20:12. Our God, you will not judge them, for we have no power to face this vast army that is attacking us, the enemies of Liberia. We do not know what to do, but your eyes are on you. Our eyes are on you. God will surely fight for us. God will surely fight for us, his people, and win those battles we are facing. God fights for us in so many ways until we realize that the battle is not ours to fight, because God wants to reveal his holiness, love, and power in our lives. Good morning, man, Josephine. Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, was a good king, the son of Asa. During his reign, there was peace and posterity because Jehoshaphat was a man of the book more than anything. He wanted to do what God said. God honored him for that commitment and made him great. Will God honor you and I? We can only be honored when we follow his commandment. A surprise attack from the southeast came in. Three nations certainly move against Judah. They include Moab, Ammon, and the multitudes without warning. They crossed the Dead Sea. They were only 40 miles away. The attack came from nations nursing ancient hostility, long memories of perceived slights, anger simmering over the years, jealousy now boiling over. The danger was very real. But King Jehoshaphat's hope is built on the promises and presence of God. It is God's name that dwells in Judah, and therefore his glory is at stake in the great horde marching against them. Jehoshaphat knows that God is passionate about the glory and faithful to keep all his promises. So he appeals to him with great confidence and directness, knowing he will find well-timed help because of the confident love of God. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 14 to 6. When we feel overwhelmed by our circumstances, steadily hope lives and endures in the promises of God to us. Jesus is the good shepherd who will lead us even in the valley of the shadow of death, pursuing us with his goodness and mercy all the days of our lives. Psalm 23, 4, 6. As God's people, there will be times in our lives where we will be confronted and overwhelming with circumstances. Acts 14:22. Many others in these times, we will also be confronted with our own great multitude of troubles that are coming against us. We will look around at our own resources and abilities to see that we cannot face the situation on our own. We will realize that our only hope is the same as the people of Judah and Jerusalem saw at this time of dire need in their lives, which is to look to God, our strength, to take our burden to our serving and omnipotent God in prayer, and to wait for his answer, and his deliverance from the overwhelming troubles that have come into our lives. The decisions we make today determine where we will be and what we'll be doing tomorrow. Like this, the decision we make today will determine where we'll be today or doing tomorrow. And yet, today, it has become increasingly difficult to make decisions because there are so many options. And so, how can we know what God wants us to do in any given situation? Life is all about decisions. Life is all about decisions. But we have got to have wisdom so that we can be faithful in the next step. We need to ask God for wisdom. We need to walk with Him, walking with Him, walking with Him, walking with the wise, surrounding ourselves with people who are worshiping Jesus. And as you worship and serve Him in this moment, God help us. God helps us to become who He want us to be and do what He calls us to do. The people of Judah received Jerusalem's word with joy because God spoke through him to tell his people not to be afraid or discouraged in the face of the enemies because the battle isn't theirs, it is God's. Let us pray. Lord, we are powerless before this great multitude who are coming against us. Nor do we know what to do, but our eyes are on you. All these things can only come from you. We look to you, our eyes are raised to you. Help us turn our attention and trust towards you, O God. Regardless of the situation, in Jesus' mighty name. Amen and amen. Thanks to the young evangelist Natasha Yasia, right? You can also follow us on Examining Liberia under the microscope. Time check is if you're getting ready for work, don't mind the rain, you have to go because in order to appreciate the sun, you must appreciate the rain. Good morning to Cousin Irene. Cousin Irene, good morning to you, and good morning to all of you navigating with us this morning. Okay, so I want to remind you again, on yesterday we talked about the lady who gave birth and facing complication. Can somebody out of humanity, other gesture, Willowmite, whatever contribution will go a long way? Who's going to pay you? God Almighty will pay you. So please, whether you are a minister of the gospel, philanthropic, I urge you this morning to please reach out. We'll read you the number along with the mobile money number. That is not my business. I'm giving you a number that you can send, send any contribution to, not to me, because that is, I'm only doing what God has touched me, or the gift He has given me is Kear Morning Live on the People Station. SOS, help save the life of Madame Deborah Gadier. The family of Madame Deborah Gadier is making an urgent appeal to the public for financial assistance to help save her life. According to the family, Deborah developed serious health complications shortly after giving birth to a beautiful baby girl about 2 months ago. What initially appeared to be a minor condition has worsened, leaving her paralyzed and in urgent need of specialized medical attention. Because of her condition, Deborah is unable to breastfeed her infant daughter. The baby now depends entirely on infant formula, which the family says they can no longer afford due to their financial hardship. The family is pleading with kind-hearted individuals, organizations, churches, and humanitarian groups to help raise funds so Deborah can be taken to a hospital for proper examination, diagnosis, and treatment. Every contribution, no matter how small, can make a meaningful difference in giving this young mother a chance to recover and care for her child again. For assistance or inquiries, The family can be contacted through the following numbers. Luceto 077 515 5180. Paul Banda 077 606 8510. 0886 477680. The mobile money numbers: Paul Banda 077 606 8510. 0886 477680. Please save the life of Deborah Gadier. Your support could give a mother hope and a baby the chance to grow up with her mother. May God richly bless every helping hand. So please, I do this out of humanity. This is what I do it. This is why I do it, out of humanity. You don't have to know the person, but our job is to serve. So we say we educate, we inform, we entertain. Here we are factual, we are balanced. Here, this station, this platform, 19 minutes past the hour. So can a senator or can senators, the likes of Daros DeLong, the Senate Pro Tem herself, Senator Moyi, he believes in humanity. Whatever help, little help, God will bless you. Let's save Madam Deborah Gadier, because JFK cannot help her. And even see what they are doing. The folks at Phoebe protesting, they have arrested them, taken them to court, incarcerated them, fighting for their right, for a just cause. I'm working with somebody, and that person is creating bottleneck for me, uncertainty for me. And we say we don't want those individuals. So they arrested them, they have forwarded them to court. Can you imagine that, fellow Liberians? Can you imagine that, fellow Liberians? People are fighting for their rights. Doctors, physicians, nurses, nurse A, that this administration, we don't want to work with them. We lost confidence in them. We can't work with them. So they were arrested. They were protesting. They were not damaging or vandalizing anything. But they arrested them, have forwarded them to court. So if you can do that to those who serve humanity, if you can arrest those individuals and take them to court only because they are protesting, the Constitution calls for that. But remember, few months, 2 years, 5 months from now, you'll be standing, those people you are incarcerating today, those people you sent to South Beach will be the very people you look up to vote for you. But today, when you move once you move the M, sorry for my expression, they become asses. They are the masses now. When you go into election, you refer to them as the masses, 20 minutes past the hour. If you're not on your way to work, then you are a lazy man. The very people you suffocate, humiliate, subject to poverty. 2 years and a half from now, they will be standing in the queue and you will ask that they vote for you. They will only vote for you to enrich you and your people, you and your family. The president can fly first class. The president, he can fly first class. The vice president can go anywhere. They don't have to raise money. They don't have to appeal to humanity. The speaker, he has enough. The pro tempore has her own budget. The speaker has his own budget. But come to think about it, the people you executed would not have done that. The people you executed, not knowing it was because of self-aggrandizement. because you felt they were enjoying and you wanted to have a piece of the pie. But it is no peace now because you are not sharing with the commoners. You're not giving to our compatriots. You taking them to the early demise. They are dying by the day. They are suffocated. They go to deliver. They go to the hospital. They are treated with the wrong medicine. Kear Morning Life. Kear Morning Life. On the issue, 8 o'clock fact checks will bring you facts check. It's a paid for segment. It's regular Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's coming up at 8 o'clock. Fellow Liberians, I feel so hyped. It pains me that I'm reading a story. When was the last time the pro-temporary, a female, visited any hospital in the country to see the condition, the appalling condition of mothers who go to give birth? My wife went to give birth. After giving birth successfully, God first. It was not by my will, my mercy. It was by God that He took her through, and she was successful, bringing a bouncing baby boy. 24 minutes past the hour. People are raising money for a foundation, the pro-temporary. I'm going to deal with the judiciary. I'm going to deal with. And somebody said, Yomi Kwekwe Gbese will go down as the worst Chief Justice in the history of Liberia. Yesterday, somebody said that. And it was a mistake on the part of the president. But you don't blame the president. You blame those people who confirm people. Where applicable, the president nominates or appoint, then the Senate confirm. So, I'm reading a story. The senators raise. Let me read you the story. And it makes me so mad. While we are trying to save a young lady's life, to bring hope that lady will be healed because of a complication, take her to a hospital that they will treat her, not that useless, good for nothing JFK, where people die by the day. It is just for killing, for God's sake. The monies that they get, I'm coming. Senate donates US $15K to Yombly Cares Foundation. Can you imagine? Yombly Care Foundation. Buchanan fundraiser draws major contributions. Lincoln G. Peters. Buchanan Grand Bassa County, 7 July. The Liberian Senate has donated US $15,000 to the Yombly Cares Foundation doing a fundraising program marking the organization's 15th anniversary in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. Oh, so they care there around? The event held Friday, July 10th, also attracted US $10,000 contribution from President Joseph N. Boakai and personal donation of US $5,000 from Senate Pro Tempore Emeritus Albert T. Kear. Mafoyi, aka Mafoyi. The event held Friday, July 10th, also attracted a US $10,000 contribution from President Joseph N. Boakai and a personal donation of US $5,000 from Senate Pro Tempore Emeritus Albert T. Kear, the former Pro Tem. Senator Kear also served as guest of honor announced the Senate's $15,000 contribution and praised the foundation for its work in healthcare, education, and community development. This contribution from the Liberian Senate is not just a financial donation. It is a statement of solidarity with the work of Yombly Cares Foundation and its dedication to uplifting the lives of our people, Kear said. He also praised the people of Grand Bassa County for electing what he described as a very strong, hardworking, and respectful senator in Senate Pro Tempore Yombly Kanga Lawrence, Kear Morning Live. Speaking at the program, Senator Kanga Lawrence said the fundraiser coincided with her July 2nd birthday and the foundation's 15th anniversary. She noted that the organization was established before she entered the Liberian Senate. Every year, I try to make my birthday meaningful, make my birthday meaningful by doing something that will impact the lives of others. This year, we decided to have this fundraiser for the Yombly Cares Foundation, she said. Now, listen. I challenge you, not even the office of the pro tempore or the Senator Emeritus Abochi, that this SOS call, other radio stations are reaching out. I told you what the representative told me on yesterday. I was like shocked. 28 minutes past 7 o'clock on a rainy midweek Wednesday morning, the midweek presentation of the program. Rain don't stop me. Yes, I'm like a bulldozer. I don't care about the rain. Even if I'm soaking wet, this is what I say I want to do. The president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Yuman Boaka, donated 10,000 to the foundation of the Kear. You see, fellow Liberians, when people are dying at the JFK, when people, Seku Fofana, good morning, Seku, I like you because you face the reality. You like the party. You voted for His Excellency who said he will rescue us. He will rescue the Liberian people. You said it on yesterday. Even to get scratch card. The people are so mean. They are so mean. They share it amongst themselves. They gave the money amongst themselves. The president gave 10,000. But the president, it is because of politics and politics, self-aggrandizement by the president and those who are leading this country to where? Where are they taking us to, fellow Liberians? Oh my God. Sometimes it makes me wonder, and it really makes me wonder. She founded the foundation before she came to the Senate. Granted. When was the last time she said to lift the lives of the people? When was the last time the Senate pro tempore, Kanga Lawrence, visited the JFK? When was the last time she left her comfort zone to go to the Redemption Hospital? When was the last time she visited the Talawayan, the CB Dumba? When was the last time, fellow Liberians? And our president will give $10,000 to Yombly Kear Foundation. We are on the SOS call. Somebody, they listen to the radio station. Somebody should call the attention, or even the first lady. Oh my God, but forget it. She's a cement quota price. Like George, she's a cement quota pocket. Even my madam. 7:30 is the time. Kear Morning Live. I owe no loyalty. I owe no loyalty. This country deserves better. The people of this country deserve better, fellow Liberians. When people are dying, when people cannot afford to send their children, even have a square meal, back in the past, in the 60s and the 70s or 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, coming to the 90s, you had 3 square meals, but it has reduced because of the porcupines, the hyenas, the coyotes. They only want it for themselves. Lord have mercy, mercy, mercy me. But money, I say to you, money doesn't make you happy. Money gives you confidence. Money gives you confidence. A mother gave birth. She has complication. I called a lawmaker. Why did you call me? I'm not rich. I did not ask you for your riches. I will not ask you. Appeal to your conscience, other humanity, your widowmite. Good morning to Mr. Jonathan Mason. Those are the men, few men, good men, that we despise in our country. Fellow Liberians, 28 minutes going up to the hour. Classic man, get glued to your radio. All of you navigating from the slump of Sony Wind to the top of the executive mansion. It pains me, it pierces my heart, my body, and my soul that the president of this republic, out of politics, cronyism, patriotism, nepotism, because of politics, he gave 10,000 United States dollars to Yombly Kear. Minister Pierre, good morning. We will commend what is commendable. We condemn what is condemnable. The general, good morning. CEO, good morning. What sense does it make to give 10,000 to raise 15,000 by the Senate to a foundation owned by the pro tempore when people are dying? Even right, look at the bridge from the university that collapsed in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. You despise the quote-unquote the Congo boys. You executed them openly in the public. And today, the very thing you spoke against. And I always remind Deacon Carlos said his late father told him that his grandfather said it was time for the quote-unquote natives to turn the corner, meaning go to school. So tomorrow, you aspire to be the Chief Justice, the Justice Minister. Fast forward. And today, there's some edition that are telling you they want the quote-unquote country, the Congo to come back. Because there are things they will not do in what we're seeing today, fellow Liberians. Say all you want to say. When people are dying, when mothers and fathers are dying, fellow Liberians, Michael George, good morning. You are raising money for a foundation that is then heartless. And you say you live for the people. You die for the people. You come with your big rhetorics. You lie, you fool, you abuse the people. They gave you power because power is inherited in the people. For God's sake, you are leading the people to the early demise. You are leading us. I'm no exception to the early demise because you don't care. Justice is not dispensed. Equality is not, you don't see it. Transparency, corruption, looting, stealing, pillaging of our country are the hyenas, the thieves, the poor boys, some of them like Tiffy, who want to put muff on somebody. We know where you came from. We know where you came from. You're donating 15,000 to Yombly Kear. So you pass the money amongst yourselves. We'll deal with the judiciary this morning. We will deal with the judiciary. Somebody say it is forbidden. You see what the Chief Justice did to, but I'm too refined. I can discuss the issue. No. And even if the Chief Justice, Yomi Kwekwe Gbese, even if he sent me to Saw Beach for 1 year, when I come back, he will not rest. Because there is no double jeopardy in law. Good morning to you, Yomi Kwekwe Gbese. We were the ones on our platform calling on the Senate, thinking that you'll be the right person to lead that noble body. The judiciary is the key. That is like a tentacles, octopus. Yes. People are not satisfied at the judiciary. People are not satisfied. And somebody said that if you don't change the post, if you don't rearrange yourself, Yomi Kwekwe Gbese, you will go down in history as one of the worst Chief Justice in the history of the Republic of Liberia. On the flip side, I'm coming for the judiciary. Judges, magistrates, they are not satisfied, but they will not tell you, Mr. Chief Justice, Your Honor, I respect you. We were the people who said you should be confirmed. Mr. Chief Justice, Your Honor, of the Supreme Court, there is a case. You know about that case, the Hash case. It's been around almost 16 years. It said that Kumujumuku, that the case came in. So where are we dispensing justice? I will tell you the budget, how much the judiciary receive, that when we go to court, everything, ST, everything, we got to pay for it. On the flip side, it's Kear Morning Live. I fear no foe. Yomi Kwekwe Bese, you have to change. We are hearing too many things. Too many things. The people at the judiciary, the judges, the magistrates, lawyers are not satisfied. And they are saying, I'm quoting them, they are saying that if you don't change that mindset that you took to the judiciary, because you've been there, you came as a relieving judge, you've been there, you have served the circuits, and now you sit on top of the Supreme Court. Oh, when I think about Johnny Lewis, when I think about Johnny Lewis, oh yes, we all saw the transformation. I don't even want to talk about Siane Yo. She herself, she will go down in history as one of the worst Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Republic of Liberia. You know her famous saying, right? My madam? Keep walking, no standing. That is the legacy that Siane Yo left at the Temple of Justice. And every bailiff, sheriff, judges, magistrate, party litigants are aware of that. 21 minutes going up to the hour, 15 minutes will take calls. On the flip side, 8 o'clock will bring you facts check, then we'll get judiciary. Somebody say it is forbidden. You know, Yomi Kwekwe Basic and J people. Oh, but human being, that play when I made for dogs. I will discuss the issue. I got nothing to do with his personal life. The way he's running the Temple of Justice, the way he's running the Supreme Court, that is what I will discuss. I know he has the power to incarcerate anybody in this country. But we will not give him that pleasure to incarcerate us, because it will be waste of time. And the people, the hundreds of thousands of Liberians, whether from Greenville, Zulu Whiskey, Fishtown, across the world, listening to us, you will silence the voices of those people, because we are the voice, the sheriff in the court of public opinion on this rainy Wednesday morning. Do you think I already give a hell or jing thing about rain? Rain doesn't stop me to do what I want to do. Because this is something I grew up, I was brought up in a home with discipline. The people that brought me. So I've seen life. I've seen money. I've seen life. I've seen money. Rode some of the best cars in the country. But it is about the people. I couldn't give a damn who come to power. Because the power that be, I would mingle with them. But yes, I'm satisfied. My kids are satisfied. What's about your child? You stand in the queue to vote, and they will be coming again. The coyotes, the hyenas, the porcupines, and the groundhog. You will give them power, and they will sit around the table and they will eat. Not even the crumbs will drop, because it doesn't care about you. They have reached the heights. They think they have arrived. Power is sweet, but in the blink of an eye, you lose that power. Some of the people today, they don't speak to us. And right after they leave power, they want to come and make friends. No, that friendship, it can't happen. It will never happen. We are fractured and we are balanced here. 18 minutes to the hour. I want to ask you this morning, you the people, because you have the power. You have the power to make a change. The power is inherited. It's inherited in the people. The power is inherited in the people by the Constitution. The president himself, who they gave power to, the Liberian people. I never voted for him, but I respect him as a president. But he should not lead us into falsehood. The very thing you spoke again yesterday, you're repeating those very ills, and you want us to think stupid. I, Daniel A. Rogers, will not fall prey to the lies and deceit. You continue to permeate against the Liberian people. It's Kear Morning Live on the People Station. So, fellow Liberians, what sense does it make a bridge in Buchanan collapse that they used to go to the university? Did you saw the bridge? You didn't see it? The bridge collapsed. They are not raising money to rebuild the bridge. There's no fundraiser to rebuild the bridge, but they are collecting money to give it to Yombli Kanga Lawrence Foundation, the Yombli Kear. And they say you are stupid people because you made yourself stupid. Because you vote for people, you don't evaluate them, you don't know what they're going through. Even if you did the evaluation, you don't care. Liberia is a country of slogan. I remember that fateful morning. Native woman born soldier, Congo man born rogue. And they were parading with them. And at the end of the day, oh Lord, every time I mention this, it sends shiver down my spine. The scars, we live with it. And we live with it until we die. We go across the bridge. Eternity will not, we don't even know what to say. And somebody said yesterday that we can't and will not run. Lee Cheer, good morning, Coach Lee. Even if our Creator is coming on that day, we'll run from our Creator because of our sin. You think God coming the day of judgment, He want to know how much money you donated to the care, to how you call Yombli Care or Foundation? His Excellency Katumu, you think they care for how much worth, for how many mansions or condominiums you built? You see what happened to the Toba, the Totman, even Taylor? Look at the mansions. Did we not go to Taylor House in Artington? His palace is in ruin. Tolba, we went there. Totman, go to Totota, that huge farm collapsed because of the way and manner and form you treat the people. Where you treat the people. What sense, I want to ask you, what sense does it make to donate, to raise money for the Pro-Tem Foundation when JFK loves drugs? Do you think these people care? Do you think they care about you? Do you think the people care about you? Do you think they have empathy? Call Josh. About you? Does it make sense? Was it necessary in your mind? When people are suffering and dying, you raising money for each other for your foundation. Why the people are suffering? Huh? Why the people are suffering, fellow Liberians? Are you here? Okay. Do you think? So let's get your thoughts. Let's take a few minutes of your time. The president gave $10,000, according to the story, to Yombli Kear, our foundation. They raised $15,000, fellow Liberians. When people today, yesterday, they arrested people, they are taken into court for protesting for a cause. because of lack of support for the hospitals around the country. The bridge collapsed. The bridge collapsed in Grand Bassa, Buchanan. Children can't go to school. They're not talking about raising money. They have no empathy. Call us. Let's discuss it. 0777 959 959 0881 871 670. Yombly Lawrence Foundation. Why mothers and fathers are dying and they are raising money for themselves. Good morning.
Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, it's a bar calling for justice. Concern Labyrinth for justice.
1 minute.
Yeah, thank you very much. No, my son, that the people yesterday that were cast against President Weah, that they done so. You know, that were not in the interest of Liberia people, President Weah, in the interest of the country, love their country. They say all kinds of manner of things. In the country, what you talking about? People suffering, yeah, or yeah, suffering, our community. Our children working the side, our brother working the side, they will have connected to power. It's not easy, my son. They control the way it's holiday. Every really can. That the people down there, once they can rescue, while the brain suffering, hospital suffering, they arrest him, doctor there, put them in Bon country. That's what I supported them yesterday. That you see so, my son. But you can when you listen to me, the money you are woman, you say you are casting against the we are that people suffering, you're not in the interest of people. That you doing the kind of people, you join them, you need people, or normally on market. That the thing that brought the thing yesterday was on market. You're suffering that people on market. I thought to let you know, find yourself and go and ha. Because we call everyone of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Keep your calls coming to those numbers. We just okay. Let's take line 3. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
You need to speak up, sir. I woke up since 5 o'clock this morning.
Badi is calling from Brazil.
Let's hear you. District 17.
Yeah, one of the things that I want for you to say, I want for you to know is that with the past government, he allowed those that are around to rule the country. They only coach all the guys. They are for a government. So you couldn't blame nobody. So he's a good person, but those are around. So if he is to come back, he has to learn sense from that.
It's not a discussion whether he will come back. We are discussing why babies, mothers dying, the bridge collapse in Buchanan Grand Bassa University Bridge that leads to
the government has to work on ourselves to see how to put it in place, because that is not a solution for why the people voted them for.
Okay, thank you so much. Keep your calls coming to 0777 959 959 0881 871 670. Let's take this caller. Good morning, Rantate.
Yes, Sherry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the real Sherry.
Yes, sir. The original, the fearless.
The fearless. You know, I've been following you and your caller. I think what you are saying is that it's not an individual that you are talking to. It's a system. And because you are talking to the system, those who are supposed to correct the system, they must act now. Like Yombi Kaka then. If the bridge collapse in the place there, first thing you got to do is that you got to be impatient with the students. You see, and see how best deal with government to see and let them have concrete guarantee that even if the public work is bringing prefab bridge and other things, let that guarantee be there. But right before that, then you go foundation, you know, collecting money and things. It pins other people, especially people who so wise. It pins them. So I want to thank you. And not the manner of whether who will come by, who will
no, that's not my issue. That's not my issue.
No.
When we get to that bridge, we'll cross that bridge.
Yes. I like the way you handle it. Even the Phoebe issue. Phoebe was one of the contention yesterday in Bon County there. Some of them, they ride on it, they got BB position. Why are they giving back to Phoebe? That's an issue. They're supposed to even be bridge between the government and that of the worker who trying to complain. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Good morning. Thank you so much. Keep your calls coming to 0777 959 959 0881 871 670. The number to call. Humanity. The bridge collapsed. Put your colleagues together, raise money, call the Ministry of Public Works. You got influence, Yombly. Let's take this caller. Good morning.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is John Bekele. I'm calling from Midlight.
You calling from where?
Red light, red light.
Oh, you call from the red light belt. Let's hear you, bro.
Yeah. Okay. She shared it. Only vote. So our president we thought that all the water people crying say the healthcare system is very, very bad. Making it. They say people come out free. Wow, come out just recently on social media one young comedian. So then to get active venue to get on that ball. They couldn't find it. People just take the ball. So get active venue to get on that ball. They couldn't find it. So what GFK they said they didn't have it. What we carry in the country here?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. People are confused. Where are we taking the country? Not us. The people who govern us are the people we need to ask that question. 7 minutes to the hour. Where are they taking us? The promises. They will die for you. You come from the trenches. You vote for them. The bridge collapse. Phoebe Hospital. There's protests. They are taking people to the court to be tried. Let's go back to line 3. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You want to raise your voice? Turn down your monitor, please.
Thank you. Ma, okay?
Yes, sir. You're good to go. Let's hear you.
All right. Thank you for giving us that information. You know, you guys are doing well. For a bridge in the channel to break, and then a student cannot go to school. That should be the concern of the leadership of Grand Bassa County before the national government. And so for what to raise a fund for somebody, personal institution, I think it's not fair to the citizens. Even in Liberia here, why would you take $10,000 and give it to somebody? You're a bridge. And government responsibility to make sure that the citizens there, you know, the citizens there, they benefit from that bridge. Because that is what the poor use it. You ain't got nothing to do. Then you raising money to give to an individual to put it in their pocket. It's not fair to the Liberian people. There are people need to see the reason. The thing that you spoke against yesterday, you can't be the one now to be on top of sitting on top of here and be doing the worst thing. It's bad. It's bad. Look, these people you're talking about, they are also up with sitting in one chair yesterday. Hey, like nobody can get there. You know that very, very well. So, my brother, let's just pray to God. Thank you for bringing it out.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good morning. Okay, we lost our caller. Call us back on those numbers. 6 minutes to the hour. Fact check comes on at 8 o'clock. Then we navigate our way to another issue. We will deal with this with the court under the watchful eyes of His Honor Yomi Kwekwe Bese. How is it carrying the court? Let's take line 3. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
I'm good, sir. Your name and where you join us from, sir, on the wet
Wednesday
morning.
But Paul we say calling is a new Daniel Survey from a rescue conference. But sir, yeah, let's station for Bravo.
No, the station that had FM, they used to read it, that another radio station there. I'm here now, so you can find me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been looking for you. I said, well, what's going on? I didn't get you almost 2 months. Yeah.
Okay, so you know where to find me now.
Yeah, I know how to find you now. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. The topic, man. Well, as I learned about that bridge visit, the president said that there's a certain company in China that coming construct that bridge. They go down here on EFBC about that bridge.
He set a committee. That bridge, that to set committee again to go put the bridge to rebuild the bridge committee. Call the Ministry of Public Works.
Yeah, you.
Call the Ministry of Public Works. What are you setting committee for?
I'm telling you, you gave it 10,000 to foundation.
Yeah. Foundation.
Now they try to go to school. No, to be fair, not because of when rescue come out by his own. How they try to go to school? Huh? Is it go to a committee that wastes the time?
That wastes of time.
They go to school.
But we talk about emergency. You talk about setting committee. You donated 10,000. The very people who raised that money, the caucus of Grand Bassa, Yomi Kanga friends in the Senate, she's supposed to liaise with them, but they are heartless people.
But nobody budget loser. That money is a budget loser. What get them a budget? You got budget money as a Senate person. No, they had to go. I don't know about it. About it, bad. We put it up. as a body rescue.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thanks for your
All
call.
right.
All right,
All right.
as always, thanks for your. You know where to find me now. Folks are now gravitating to Kear Radio, Kear Morning Live, KML 07779599590 0881871670 are the numbers to call. 3 minutes going up to 8 o'clock. You can't set committee in emergency. The people want answer. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, brother, remember when you were with the station, I used to tell you, say that you cannot tell the things from the dancer.
So who was dancing more than the dancer?
That those are in power.
Okay.
Remember, I also said to you that history do you believe that history can repeat itself?
Of course.
What happened in 1980 when those men were executed, those 13 men, do you believe it can happen again?
Well, I don't think Liberians are ready for that.
Okay. Just to know that history can repeat itself. But to the issue, normally, I'm from that county. My brother, the Bazapo deserve what is going on. They deserve exactly what is going on. And the old man gave $10,000. Well, the old man did well. He's doing well. Oh, he's doing well, more than well. Then it comes to a Bon Country. Phoebe said, everything. Where is Martha Morris now? She I think deputy minister.
Yeah, deputy, and this is a lady during the election. She stood on the fence, the hospital.
I know.
Protesting Martha Morris.
Yeah. That's what I say. You cannot tell the gents from the gents. Hey, going back in their faces. You ever heard that government take people to court for a hospital to court for what going on? But it's good for them, my brother. We deserve everything that we're getting. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your participation. Always follow Kear Morning Live, KML. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Morning, Roger.
Good morning. Your name and where you joining us from on this wet Wednesday morning?
Roger, for security reasons, I will not call my name.
Okay, sir.
Roger, for the issue of the data people at Phoebe, I'm not in sympathy with them. Reason is that they were the people who were chanting the battle when you vote, when you homolize my salary, I will homolize your vote. You get me? So we are not in sympathy with that people. Although they are humans, but are not in sympathy. With the issue of the government official, they are very, very mean. Roger, you will not get.
They're not even mean. Let's elevate it from mean to being wicked.
Wicked, mean. The people, the first thing, they will sit in session when they don't say the government officials, they say the people say we mean. Then one senator will say, yeah, but the way they were getting their money, now how about we getting it? How wicked is that people? You sit down there, you donating free money. Security officials are working in the rain. Their salary can go up. Doctor, nurses are working. How you think patient will not die? When you get one doctor on the phone and say, my own salary, say more, I get paid.
I would love to continue with the discussion, but we have this commitment coming up, so we have to leave you, sir. It's 8 o'clock. Let's take the facts check right here. We'll be back and we'll discuss more on the platform. Let's go for the facts check.
Good day and welcome to the fact check segment. This segment debunks disinformation and provides the verified facts of statements made online and on the radio. I am Ralisa Massa. Movement for Progressive Change MPC political leader Simeon Freeman claimed on Punch FM that 90% of the money collected for Liberia's national budget is spent on government services. Freeman did not specify a fiscal year or provide evidence to support the figure. However, we verified that claim by reviewing recent national budgets for fiscal years 2024, 2025, and 2026, as well as relevant budget analysis and media reports. Our review found that recurrent expenditures, which cover salaries, government operations, and debt servicing, accounted for a significant share of government spending in all 3 fiscal years. In fiscal year 2024, recurrent spending consumed the majority of the national budget, totaling 91.2%, while the fiscal year 2025 recast budget allocated approximately 88% of total spending to recurrent expenditures. However, the fiscal year 2026 national budget reduced the share of recurrent spending to 76.7% of total expenditure, leaving a large allocation for public sector investment projects and development programs. These figures show the government spending on recurrent costs has varied across the years and has not consistently been at the 90% level claimed by Freeman. Based on the available budget data, we conclude that the claim that 90% of money collected for the budget is spent on government services is partially correct. And on July 6, Dr. Lavella B. Quartzman, first vice president of the Liberia Medical and Dental Association, claimed on OKFM that Liberia has made significant progress in reducing its maternal mortality ratio from 1,749 deaths per 100,000 live births in 2000 to 628 in 2026. Dr. Kotima made a statement while contributing to a discussion on the challenges journalists face in accessing data from hospitals and other health institutions across the country. To verify the claim, we reviewed maternal mortality estimates published by the World Health Organization, UNICEF, the United Nations Population Fund, the World Bank, and the United Nations Population Division. The latest joint estimates from these institutions show that Liberia's maternal mortality ratio declined from 1,749 maternal deaths per 100,000 live births in 2000 to 628 maternal deaths per 100,000 live births in 2023, the most recent year for which internationally recognized estimates are available. This represents a reduction of approximately 64% over the 23 years, indicating significant progress in reducing maternal deaths. However, we found no official WHO or UN estimates placing Liberia's maternal mortality ratio at 628 in 2026. Based on our findings, we conclude that Dr. Kotiman's claim is mostly correct. While the latest available data support a substantial decline in Liberia's maternal mortality ratio from 1,749 in 2000 to 628 per 100,000 live births, the figure of 628 relates to 2023 rather than 2026, as no official estimates for 2026 have been published. This is all we have time for on the Fact Check segment. This segment is part of an MOU between Local Voices Liberia, OKFM, Pram FM, and Kear Radio to counter disinformation and help the public make informed decisions. This MOU is funded by the Liberia Media Empowerment Project, implemented by Internews, with funding from the European Union. The funder or partner had no say in the editorial decision leading to the production of this Fact Check segment. We'll be back on Friday with more fact check reports to help you know the facts. If you want us to fact check a claim for you, please send us a text to WhatsApp on 0778 986778 and we will check for you. Also follow us on Facebook at Local Voices Liberia, Twitter at LVL Fact Check, and go to our website www.localvoicesliberia.com. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
All right, so Facts Checked return on Friday, same time right here on the station, your station. Let's bring you this mention of this public, this spot from announcement from the Liberia Electricity Corporation or LEC. The Liberia Electricity Corporation or LEC is pleased to inform the public that it is collaborating with Synex for the implementation of the smart metering program. The initial phase of this program will be carried out in Painesville and its associated feeders. As part of the process, joint teams from LEC and SYNAP will begin conducting community engagement activities and customer data collection within the targeted areas. The smart meter comes with several features, including geofencing technology, of fencing technology, the meter automatically shuts down and can no longer work if it is removed from its register and installed location. Tempered alert system. The meter automatically sends SMS alerts to LEC, SYNAP, and the customer whenever tampering is detected. Automatic token loading. Customers no longer need annual or manual enter token codes when you purchase your electricity, as credit is loaded automatically onto the meter. GPS tracking GPS tracking capability. The meter can be located through its GPS system, identifying its location when stolen. Following the customer data collection exercise, the LEC and Synapse will commence the replacement and installation of smart meters. Customers who currently have a meter, possess proof of payment for a meter, or whose meter was previously stolen with evidence will have the meters replaced free of charge. Customers without existing meter records will have their information collected and will be required to pay the applicable connection fees to be connected. For additional information, please contact the LEC Customer Care Hotline 4500 or visit the LEC head office, Waterside, Monrovia. This announcement is signed by Management Liberia Electricity Corporation, or LEC. Advertise on this station. Let's sell your goods out for you. 9 minutes past the hour. Let's recognize a few listeners or followers, regular followers. Sekou Fofana, good morning, Daniel Rogers. I'm following from my resident in Battery Factory. Thanks for the show. Hilton Wilejeto, good morning, Roger. I'm watching you from Greenville City, Sino County. Jacob Musakwe, I'm following from the headquarters of the Innovative Youths Alliance Indoor Community. Patrick Seya Bulu, hope I get it right, watching from Cardwell, live from Cardwell. Silas N. Wonya, watching from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Thanks so kindly for the update. Phoenicius Junior Bar, watching live from New Crew Town. Abraham B. Kuroma, I'm following from my usual Iron Factory community residence. Wilmot Ted, good morning. I'm watching live from Sino County Government Camp. Share the video, share the podcast. It's happening right here on the People Station. Well, the Senator Sarah Mumu office has reacted, but the release is so buggy, so we don't have the luxury of time. But let's just bring you a few lines. July 7, 2026, the office of Senator Mumu Tanukoli Saros rubbish media reports linking Sega to 19 million drug investigation reaffirms resolute stance in dismounting the drug cartel. Monrovia, Liberia. The office of Senator Mumu Tanukoli Saros has taken note of recent media reports and public commentary attempting to associate the senator with the ongoing investigation into the recent seizure of narcotics valued at approximately US 19 million, based on the contractual relationship between SIGA Incorporated and GLS managers. While the office fully respects the constitutional role of the media in informing the public and promoting accountability, it is important that reporting on matters of national significance is guided by verified facts rather than conjecture. Public confidence in the ongoing investigation is strengthened when facts are presented accurately and institutional responsibilities are clearly understood. For the avoidance of doubt, Senator Momo Tanu Koli Saros formally resigned from his position as general manager of Sega Incorporated immediately upon assuming public office. Since entering public office or service, he has neither participated in the day-to-day management of the company nor exercised any operational authority over its affairs. Sega continues to function as an independent private security company under its own management structure, leadership, and administrative systems. Kear Morning Live. Co-founded by Senator Saros in 2006, Sega has over nearly 2 decades established a professional reputation in Liberia's private security industry through the provision of integrated security solutions to government institutions, international organizations, diplomatic missions, commercial enterprises, NGOs, mining institutions, marine security, and private clients. The company's operations are managed independently and are conducted in accordance with applicable laws, contractual obligations, and established professional standards. Kear Morning Live. Recent attempts to suggest that the senator's historical association with the company somehow compromises his ability to discharge his constitutional responsibilities overlook a fundamental distinction between corporate ownership history and operational management. Kear Morning Live. They also fail to adequately reflect the specific nature and scope of the security services provided by SIGA. At Rabas International Airport, including its contractual assignment relating to GLS manages, SIGA's responsibilities are limited to auto or perimeter security functions. The officers are assigned to secure designated external premises, regulate assets to authorized areas, patrol assigned facilities, and help protect property against unauthorized intrusion or other external security threats. These responsibilities are entirely separate, from the specialized statutory functions performed by the government agencies and airport authorities. SIGA does not inspect cargo. SIGA does not inspect cargo. SIGA does not verify cargo documentation. SIGA does not operate cargo scanners. SIGA does not inspect freight containers. SIGA does not clear imports or exports. SIGA does not supervise customers' procedures. SIGA does not perform narcotics detection. Those responsibilities fall within the statutory mandates of the competent public institutions responsible for customs administration, aviation security, immigration, narcotics enforcement, airport operations, and criminal investigation. Accordingly, the mere fact that a private security contractor provides contracted perimeter security services to a client cannot reasonably or legally be construed to make that contractor responsible for alleged criminal conduct involving that client or any third party. Any attempt to blur these distinct operational and legal responsibilities misrepresents the facts and risks misleading the public regarding the actual issues under investigation. This is our job. The office has observed that certain individuals have sought to politicize an ongoing criminal investigation by advancing narratives unsupported by established facts. Such speculation serves neither the interests of justice nor the national interest. More importantly, it risks diverting public attention from the central objective, which is to ensure a comprehensive investigation capable of identifying every person and institution where evidence so warrants, connected to this criminal enterprise. The office would not be drawn into speculation or public exchanges that could undermine the integrity of an active investigation. Senator Saros welcomes a national Senator Saros welcomed a national conversation grounded in facts, evidence, and responsible journalism. A free press remains indispensable to Liberia's democracy, and reasonable reporting and responsible reporting continues to play a vital role in strengthening public accountability. At the same time, accuracy, fairness, and verification remain equally essential in matters that carry significant public consequences. Through more than 25 years of distinguished service in Liberia's security sector, Senator Saros has built a career founded on professionalism, discipline, and public service. His experience spans national security, intelligence, and discipline and diplomacy, doing which he has consistently advocated stronger security institutions, enhanced professional standards, greater institutional accountability, and unwavering respect for the rule of law. Kear Morning Live. His record in public office reflects those same disciplines. As chairman of the Senate Committee on National Defense, Intelligence, Security, and Veteran Affairs, Senator Saros has remained unequivocal in supporting stronger oversight of Liberia's national security architect and in promoting institutional accountability across the security sector. He has repeatedly emphasized that the fight against transnational organized crime, including narcotics trafficking, requires impartial law enforcement, institutional integrity, and sustained national cooperation. For this reason, Senator Saros remains unwavering in his determination to ensure that every individual or institution connected to the ongoing drug trafficking investigation is subject to a thorough, impartial, and credible investigation. No person should be regarded as being above the law. If credible evidence implicates any individual, institution, or entity, the law must be allowed to take its full course. Political interference or influence, economic standing, or institutional affiliation must never shield anyone from accountability. Justice must be guided exclusively by facts, evidence, and due process. These principles have consistently defined Senator Saros' public service and continue to guide his approach to this matter. The senator also remains fully committed to discharging his constitutional oversight responsibilities as chairman of the Senate Committee on National Defense, Intelligence, Security, and Veteran Affairs. In addition, he continues to serve alongside President pro tempore Kanga Lawrence as co-chair of the Senate Committee of the Whole, overseeing the Senate security or scrutiny of matters relating to this investigation. These responsibilities will continue to be exercised independently, responsibly, and without fear or favor, in keeping with the Constitution, the standing rules of the Liberian Senate, and the public trust placed in elected officials. The office wishes to assure the Liberian people, Liberia's international partners, members of the diplomatic community, civil society organizations, and all stakeholders that Senator Saros has absolute nothing to hide and has never interfered, directly or indirectly, with the ongoing investigation. His singular interest remains in showing that the truth is established through lawful processes and that justice is served wherever the evidence leads. Kear Morning Live. This information will not distract Senator Saros from his constitutional duties or from his long-standing commitment to strengthening Liberia's security institutions. He remains steadfast in supporting the work of law enforcement agencies, promoting transparency, and encouraging a credible investigative process that commands both national and international confidence. The fight against drug trafficking is larger than any individual, institution, or political interest. It is a national responsibility that demands unity, integrity, and an unwavering commitment to the rule of law. Senator Sarah remains confident that thorough professional investigations, independent institutions, and due process justice will prevail. The office extends its appreciation to the Liberian people for allowing facts, evidence, and fairness to guide public judgment, and reaffirms its continued commitment to transparency, accountability, and service to the Republic. Kear Morning Live, 23 minutes past the hour. This is the midweek presentation of your show. This is where we meet Monday through Thursday. Another team will be here on Friday. But it's Kear Morning Live, KML. Now, on the flip side, 8:45, hopefully, will bring you the local dailies. The Minister of Justice, in his press release, or her press release, said that the judge or the court did not get the acquiescence or the consent of the Ministry of Prosecution. The judge took upon himself, which is constitutional, but you have to be responsible that if people sign and become guarantors of individuals, and it says they must be returned whenever needed. Now, these are the questions we're going to be asking. The judge granted, turned him over, Michael U.S. Brown, to his girlfriend and sister, citing health issues. So the judge could not deny. But what Liberians are eager and anxious to know, after he was taken to the hospital, was he brought back before the court? Those are the questions. We'll deal with that. 25 minutes past the hour. Now let's go to the Supreme Court, or the Temple of Justice. Let's go to the Temple of Justice. Let's go to the Temple of Justice. Anybody who feel that it is forbidden to discuss any public official on this platform, you are making a sad mistake, because we will discuss it. Let me have who told this boy to bring me Lipton tea again? There you go. Doctor's advice. I think he's trying to end me there. He's trying to carry me to the great beyond. Fellow Liberians, if anything should happen, let me say this in this public manner before you say, oh, you were not telling, oh, we didn't know about it. I told this man, the doctor said I shouldn't be drinking Lipton tea, but the man has decided to bring me Lipton tea. So if anything happens to me, then you know who's responsible. He's, let me call his full name. It's Harvey Mata, my able lieutenant. I trust the man so much, but on some other things, I know the pecunion, the disbursement, and those tinies, and the man can get past when you can't do that one about get yeah. The ball can get past. So I want to go to the Supreme Court. There's issue. You know, it pains me a lot. It pains me a lot that, okay. So here is what, after the research, the fiscal year 2026 draft and approved budget. I want to tell you how much the judiciary received. I want to tell you. Fiscal year 2026 draft and approved budget. After the draft, what they approve for the judiciary. Judiciary allocation, US $32,690,028. About US 32.7 million. Now, why it rose to US 22.7 million? That is an increase from US 25 million in 2025 to US 32.7 million in 2026. Honor the gabble or stewardship of Yomi Kwekwe Gbese. Though people are saying you have gone to the courts. You remember the Center Street supermarket, A to Z supermarket on Center Street, where a Liberian was killed. Most of you are not young to know. A Liberian was killed 28 minutes past the hour because of candy, a single candy HT. Who was the Chief Justice then? James A. Kear. And the public perception, the public assumed, because after the case was adjudicated and the Lebanese nationals who was running that supermarket, the court said they were not guilty of the crime. And we saw James A. Kear with a brand new Mercedes-Benz HT. And you know, Liberians started saying, oh, and you know, that they pay the man. They bribed the man so he could not bring, or the court could not bring a guilty verdict against the Lebanese people. A Liberian was killed because of candy at the A to Z supermarket on Center Street. I do this to say, a lot of people say the judiciary does not have money. The allocation is low. No. Well, imagine 2025, it was 25 million. Now it has risen to 32.7 million. Fiscal year, they draft and they approve budget. That is an increase from US 25 million in 2025 to US 32.7 million in 2026. The MFDP also cited it as an increase from US 25 million to US 32 million. The budget notes that extra US 8 million is for things like construction of new courts and decentralization of judicial records, decentralization of the human foot. I challenge you, go to the judiciary. Decentralization of judicial records. They say 8 million to build new courts. And I can challenge the judiciary. I can challenge His Honor Yomi Kwekwe Gbese. There is no plan to build a new court or to decentralize court records. 2025 approved at US 25 million, 19,964 as October 31, 2025. About 20.2 million has been spent YTD. So let's break it down. Rule of law total in the fiscal year 2026 draft budget, Judiciary plus Ministry of Justice plus NSA together got more than 117 million. The Judiciary, the Ministry of Justice, and the NSA, 117 million. Supplementary budget 2025, the Judiciary also got an additional US 400,000 in a US 53 million supplementary pass recently. So in the supplementary budget, they got 400,000. But everything that party litigants, everything that you go for at the court, you pay for it. You go to arrest a suspect or someone who is accused, you have to transport the bailiff or the sheriff or the police officer who will accommodate that sheriff or bailiff. The last time I checked, Yomi Kwekwe Gbese said, under his stewardship, under his gavel, there will be transformation at the Temple of Justice. Where are those transformations? Where are the plans to build new courts? Because 8 million, additional 8 million was put in the budget. So you have $32.7 million Chief Justice Yomi Kwekwe also noted in March 2026 that the judiciary's budget has been steadily increasing under the Bwaka administration, and before that, it was less than 3% of the national budget. He hailed President Joseph Yuma Bwaka. Politics is playing right there. That under the WIA administration, there was nothing for the judicial, in terms of increasing the budget of the judiciary. Kear Morning Live. I'm taking a sip of my coffee or my tea served to me by my madam. The overall 2026 national budget is about US 1.2 billion. Let's bring you the breakdown of the Liberia judicial budget for fiscal year 2026, US 32.7 million. Based on the 2026 budget proposal and statements from the Judiciary plus MFDP, Minister of Finance and Planning, you're listening. Personnel and operations, salaries and benefits for Supreme Court justices, circuit judges, magistrates, clerks, support staff, running costs for courts across all 15 counties, utilities, fuel, office supplies, infrastructure, court construction and renovation. Part of the extra US 8 billion increase is earmarked for building and rehabilitating courts, especially in leeward counties. I challenge the Chief Justice. I challenge the Chief Justice or the justices of the Supreme Court to say how many courts have been renovated from Siane Yo, aka Siane Yo, keep moving, keep walking, no stopping. The legacy that Siane Yo left, I wonder what sort of legacy will Yomi Kwekwe leave as Chief Justice of the Honorable Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia. Who told you I'm afraid of the Chief Justice? I can never be afraid of nobody. I respect the Chief Justice, his honor, but we'll discuss the issues that matter, because we took an oath like himself. He took a solemn oath that I, Yomi Kwekwe Gbese, will protect, uphold, bear true faith and allegiance to the Republic, conscientiously, impartially, to discharge the duty and function of the office. If anybody think, I told Kokpo, and when he saw me, I went to his office. He invited me to show cause why I should not be held in contempt. And at the end of the day, you know what I told Kokpo, the former Chief Justice? Some people say Kokpo is flexible than Yomi Kwekwe Gbese. That Yomi Kwekwe Gbese has surrounded himself, he's overly powerful. And I'm going to ask you the question, from Johnny Lewis to Kokpo to Siane Yo, and now the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court Republic of Liberia. If anybody think I will not discuss the court, that's a freaking lie. Because I also took an oath to protect the people in Westwood, in Clarendon, all over this country, in Todi, where they don't have the voice, where they don't get the facts. Because we come to bring you the facts. We are balanced and factual. Kear Morning Live with your sheriff. 25 minutes going up to the hour. Who stand up for you among these? Honor the watch of Yomi Kwekwe Gbese. Is there any change at the courts? Decentralized and systems. Digitization of judicial records. Moving case files to digital to reduce delays. That one is scam. I challenge anybody. What are the monies put in the budget for the judiciary? What are they have digitized judicial records that scam? It's not happening. It's not happening. IT upgrades and budget software. The supplementary budget also set aside US $475,000 for IT system upgrades and US $300,000 for budget software across government. Has that happened? Has that happened? I'm feeling the ring is raining cats and dogs out there. Take along your reading gear. Don't be a fool. Don't throw your life away. If you're driving, drive with care. Fast driving speeds you to the great beyond, and the great beyond can hold great surprises. No one gets to heaven by committing suicide. Access to justice programs, legal and support. Training for judges, magistrates, and court staff. The money that why meant for. 2025 US 25,019,694 dollars approved. 2026 US 32,690,028 dollars proposed. That is about a 31% increase. Rule of law and security, total judiciary, Ministry of Justice, and NSA US 117 plus in fiscal year 2026. The Chief Justice said the increase is meant to address case backlogs and expand court access outside Monrovia. I challenge the Chief Justice. Yomi Kwekwe said, the Chief Justice said the increase is meant to address case backlogs. The cases that they are put in the dustbin, the monies is intended to address that issue. Has it been done? Reason extra funding. In the US 53 million supplementary budget passed earlier this year, the judiciary got an additional US 400,000, almost half a million. Almost half a million. Fiscal year 2026 budget comparison. Rule of law and security, judiciary 32.7 million. Okay, so fellow Liberians, the judiciary has 32.7 million. So it increased by 31%. The Chief Justice himself praised this government. It was about 3% during the weird time, but as per the increment in the draft and approved budget, it's about 31%. So the judiciary have now $32.7 million. Has the issue of backlog, those cases that have not been brought forth before the circuit or even the Supreme Court, has it been addressed? Has any circuit court magistrate around the country or Leeward County, because 8 million was put in there, and they said they put it there to address the issue of renovation, building new courts, has it happened under the watchful eyes of Yomi Kwekwe? If anybody in the widest dream would think that I will not discuss the court, you are making a sad mistake. Somebody send me a message and say, you will be the next Prophet Kear. You will be the next Prophet Kear. The Chief Justice is not a God. He's human being like all of us. And it is because of the vote you voted for Joseph Yuma Boaka, His Excellency, and Boaka brought him on. He knows about the judiciary. I'm told that Kopo, the former Chief Justice, people said, because I was asking, let's talk about Yomi Bese and let's talk about Kopo. They said Kopo was flexible. But Yomi Bese is overly powerful. He's untouchable. Or he feels untouchable, Yomi Kwekwe Bese. And he will not listen to anybody. His law and gospel. He only respects the president. He only respects the president. Now come to think about it. Kopo was flexible. You accuse the other people of being overpowerful. Yomi Kwekwe Bese is not a just come. The rudiment. He knows the ins and outs in the courts. He came as a relieving judge, rose to the rank of a judge in one of the circuit, Associate Justice, now Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. But they are saying the judges are so afraid. They are afraid of him. Why should they be afraid of Chief Justice Yomi Kwekwe Bese? Why? I'm going to open the lines. Who stand up for you? From Johnny Lewis to other justices or Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Or let's talk about recent time from Kwekwe, Siane, and Bese, because somebody said that Bese is even worse than Siane you. Am I like, right? Madam? Were you not there yesterday? Judges are saying they are afraid. Magistrates, they are saying they are afraid to go and meet the Chief Justice. The budget, the Chief Justice himself praised His Excellency Joseph Yimabwaga for the increase in the budget of the judiciary. The increase of the budget. $8 million to build new courts, renovate, decentralize, digitize court records. Has that happened? That is the question I want the Liberian people to answer. Join me and let us discuss this. It's Kear Morning Live, KML. Wherever you are, navigating with us on this rainy midweek morning, Wednesday morning. KML. You are a witness to that. How do you rate the judiciary honor the stewardship of His Honor Chief Justice Yomi Bese? Let's forget about Kopo. Let's talk about Siane Yo. Because she has a legacy. The legacy that she lead or left at the judiciary is what? Keep walking, no standing. Whether it was raining, you will get under the rain because the Chief Justice was coming. Siane Yo, powerful Siane Yo. Let's take this caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Sheriff, I think if I'm not mistaken, you as a sheriff honor Yamin Kugwe Bese, I will say in this problem manner that you're not proceeding well.
Why?
You understand that our judiciary are being criticized over the year. Every international panel are being trying to grade us in a demeaning manner.
Mm-hmm.
Let me call my name first. My name is Segun Gano. I call from the JMB and JKK Dream for Better Liberia Foundation.
Mm.
So all the lapses that are being characterizing the judiciary systems need to be straightened. You look at a lot of judges in some of the courts, they are being accused of corruptions and what have you. Look, insinuations are all in the judiciary system.
Gwanu,
to be corrupt.
Gwanu.
Yeah.
If a judge is corrupt, who's supposed to reprimand the judge?
So, of course, the reason why Nyame Kogwe is taking a rigorous measure against judges and their affair is because of their attitudes over the years.
What are their attitudes?
If you witness some of the issues we're discussing currently, that a drugs dealer was released illegally by a judge. These are characters that is.
Okay, hold on. No. I say I don't agree with you. When you say illegal,
you have the right to not agree with me.
No, listen now. Hold on now. Let's be interactive here. You cannot say that the judge released Michael U.S. Brown illegally. No, it was not. It's constitutional that if an accused falls sick or is ill, it is incumbent upon prosecution and the judge or the court to grant that person sick leave.
Who determine the illness of that person, and when no medical report from credible background established that that person was ill?
I'm trying to say to you, my issue to you, he was not illegally released. So it is incumbent now upon the Chief Justice to now cite him to show cause. He released this man on health matter. Why did he not return those guarantors his wife and his girlfriend signed for him, that the issue we should be discussing, but it is not illegal?
Judge, understand that judges are not diamond and gold. They are human beings. You understand that? So these measures the Chief Justice is taking is to bring credibility to the judicial system.
You talk about measures. What are those measures that he's taking?
So you receive information that the Chief Justice is very difficult to reach to. Have you investigated that to sustain those accusations? You need to go beyond this.
The issue of the 32.7 million. Is it now a fact? I have it here.
Yeah, the 32.3 million is allocated for Okay, for construction of judiciary, housing in our country.
Hold on now. Hold on. Let's take it step by step.
Yeah.
The 32.7 million is not just for billing. It's for salary, compensation, this one, that one, all falls within that. Personnel, this, that, and that. But they say you must renovate, you must build new courts in the Leeward counties.
Which they are proceeding with it.
Okay, they are proceeding with it. Thank you so much for your...
you witness the Tapeta situation.
Thank you so much for your thoughts. That one place you call, you say Tapeta, they say the Leeward counties. Thank you so much. You don't support people, and when people discussing seriously, you say you disagree. What is your disagreement? We're talking about the judge is right, but the judge will be wrong if he granted a sick leave and that person is not brought back before the judge. Then that is an issue. But you can't say it was illegal. I'm telling you, we go to the court. Quite recently, we were at the court, right? We issue a rate. Somebody who's on the run. How much did we pay? How much did we pay? We pay almost $75 to issue the rate, to get an arrest order. You have to buy a sheet. You have to buy a stationery. So $32.7 million, and we still paying. We go to the court to even to go and arrest the person. You got to pay. If you don't have a car, you got to charter a car. So what the court, what the judicial, what are they doing with $32.7 million? What are they doing with it? We got to discuss these things, and we'll not bury our heads in the mud. You got every right to support. Let me take Lawson Pan. Mr. Pan, good morning.
Good morning. Sorry. This is Lawson Pan.
Mm-hmm.
And I call from District 3, Mosuralo. So, I'm a member of the United Party Intellectual Bureau. Let me take my thought on the issue. If somebody is sick in South Beach, to be specific, the judge has the right to grant that person.
No. It was not. It's not our discussion here. We'll get to that. I think it was in passing. Guanu made that comment. My issue.
Yeah.
The court now, the budget of the judiciary has increased to 32.7 million. Mr. Pan, why are we paying money when we go to the court? We got to register. You got to photocopy. You got to do other $32 million. It's about only salary and compensation, because according to the budget, it says they must open new courts, build new courts, renovate courts, decentralize, digitize the document because of the backlog of cases. That is why then we can come in with it, because I disagree with him. It was not illegal for the judge to release a sick criminal. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Let me quickly have my thought on that issue of the $32.7 million given to the court for stationery, for renovation, and salary. Look, this thing began from the police station. When you go to the police station, somebody offend you or offended you, the police will say, "Come register your case." And at the end of the day,
that is under the Ministry of Justice.
Yes. The police
that is under the executive. Let's distinguish it.
I understand that what I'm saying here is that they are saying to her that the action in the police station for registering your case and pay money was illegal. Now that it is here before the higher court, the decision-making court of our country, people still buying stationery. It's not the truth. What you are saying, that you are paying for stationery in the court,
Mr. Pan,
yeah.
You pay for the rent, you pay for the arrest, If you want arrest order, that means if you suing with attachment, for instance, if I issue rate on you and I can't find you, I go and you have to pay another money at the police station. So you're paying almost $100 just to arrest one individual when the courts have 32 million. 32.7
million. So this thing it doesn't need to be defended in any way, because our common people who sell it there in the market, they will not ask them the father that you if somebody offended them for to get the court. I want to believe the judicial system will be improved on our government. This is our own government. We voted you not to just back you on anything that will affect us, right? We are saying to you that there are other people who are pushing wheelbarrow who will not be able to have that $100 US or $25 or $50 US or somebody will offend them when they get up.
So how do you rate Yomi Kwekwe Gbese? Is it fair for people to say it is forbidding? We can discuss the president. we can analyze what the president does or do, but they say, once you say you want to discuss, because I discussed it with some lawyers, they say no, that I'm going to send people to South Beach. You will be the next Prophet Kear. I say, if I will be the next Prophet Kear for discussing the issues that matter, and about the people, the voiceless, let me go to South Beach. So what do you say to that?
Let me say, no one will misinterpret, or no one will inform the public about our Chief Justice. The issue of Prophet Kear is different from the issue of the sheriff. Sheriff is one person who pushed who informed the people who is one of the rights of the society. No time the Chief Justice has jailed any general in the country. Prophet Kear behavior has been something that everybody is alarming. So by jailing Prophet Kear does not in any way indicate or indicate that the Chief Justice will jail any or generally in the country. That no time. When you push an issue, just come with facts. That's all. Let's
talk about the Gwangonu said that he's also, he also support the regime. He said that it was illegal for the judge. Please educate him. It was not illegal for the judge to release somebody who is accused and fall ill. It's constitutional. What is your thought on that? Then we leave you.
Okay, let me conclude on that part. I want to talk on that before, but let me conclude on that one now. Okay, I believe that the joy, when someone is in South Beach, the joy, when the report come up from the hospital, hospital, that the person or doctor, that the person is ill, the joy can release them on a bill of illness. Now, can be signed by a reputable person, but mind you, that particular person should be returned and carried back to South Beach before the judge. So now my question is, how long has it taken now?
But in this case, Mr. Pan, in this case, it's not the South Beach, it's at the 13th Judicial Circuit in Margibi County.
Whatever could that I think South Beach, that Margibi South Beach. So we are saying to you, how long has it taken now? Where is the man? That's why you say, which hospital has it gone to? Has he traveled? Who gave him the permit? Who gave him the claim to travel? No, this is a just related matter. We came to power. We said yesterday that it's happened. And we say today that just is not all. Mind you, just not only for the opposition when it's spread, it's for everybody. Your children, my children, our grandchildren.
But I'm a victim now. Mr. Pan, I'm a victim. I lost my son to drugs.
Can you imagine that?
I lost my 26-year-old son to drugs in 2024.
Can you imagine?
And so I'm still living with the pain.
This is a national collective discussion. Both parties be on one side. When the judge can, they will not say, "Will you pay? Will not take it?" I will say, "Will not take it." No, or the right decision will not take it. So they all join together to fight the cartel. This is a cartel, Roger. This is a cartel. Who is behind this thing? Anybody who tries to undermine the president, we should bring it to life. This thing is beyond us. That is realistic here. For me, it's beyond me because somebody is trying to undermine the president agenda. And the president said last week in the cabinet meeting that nobody will carry your status of position in the country. When you are involved in this thing,
Mr. Pan,
Mr.
Pan, before you go, I believe Jimmy Cliff said, the late Jimmy Cliff, Jimmy Chimos said, action speaks louder than words. Okay. So the president can say, whoever is involved or are involved, the law will take its course. They will be punished with this mantle. That is the president saying that. But when it comes to actions, Liberians are yearning for action, Mr. Pan. Let's leave you.
Yeah, you are right. Let me just say, it takes 30 seconds. Look, president will speak. We have people put in the position to do that, to take that action that you're talking about. It gave one time, it gave it to them to take action and still on their path. But you just watch out. You see the next action of the president. The president just waiting to see those people how well would they start their own duty after the president with a pressure. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you so much. Tomorrow we'll deal with the Inspector General of Police. Should he go or should he stay? Because people say, according to them, they have lost the confidence. Otavin Toga Williams, good morning. Keep your calls coming. We're talking about the judiciary, $32.7 million for court renovation, new billing of new courts, digitizing documents, because of the backlog. So when there's a case pen, you just go to the computer, it pops up, and not using that manual system. So they are increased the judiciary salary, and budget. Yes. So honor Yomi Kwekwe Bese. What has changed? I want to know. 4 minutes to the hour. It's Kear Morning Live. Oh, the point get money. But we go to the court. Right now, as we speak, people are going to the court. So this is about legacy. Your legacy. In 3 years from now, we say we'll retire. I'm told you will be 70. Another associate justice on the bench will also retire next year. Yeah, so the law says when you clock 70, you leave. So let's take this caller, Edmund. Edmund, good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm a proud member of Concerned Liberian for Justice. And one before I can go to the rest of it, that I know that it happening, whether it been practice, is about initiating this start about putting specific number in the court, so that when you go there, if certain thing happen there and you are not satisfied with it, you call that number and they'll be able to address the issue. And then one of the issue also, it has to do with paying people way to go serve communication. He said that money that should be collected from people, it should be the exact transportation. Okay? You cannot be going right here from Pinfield Town Hall to Rawafi Highway here. Then you're telling somebody to give you $50, give you $40.
But let me ask you,
So,
Edmund, is it a normal thing other country where you have to pay, the complainant have to pay to go arrest the
but brother, I don't know about other people. I just talking two things that I know that it happened. But then when you go to the uses of that money that you're talking about, do you know that when this Chief Justice took over, he cut down gasoline benefit that go to all magistrates across the country only because he said that they got electricity? Because this gasoline that they gave that gasoline so that when you are not having current, you will be able to put on your generator. But he cut that off, except for the rural area where you don't have electricity at all. But you cut that out. So now if you go like PV Town Hall and the current go, you'll be sitting down waiting for current to come before the court activity can go on. So I think that decision, he needs to look at that other decision, because the LEC is not stable. So previous chief justices that were there, they were doing it so as to support the effort of the court, because if you cut the gas off from PV Town Hall, when current go, people will be sitting waiting on the current come. But if they got gas when current go, they will be able to turn on the generator. So the person that advised,
listen, in the budget, it talks about fuel. Utility. It talks about fuel. The $32.7 million covers all of that. So it's the 15, the Leeward counties, that budget covers the 15 counties. So there should be lights, there should be everything at the coast, because you got 32. Are you saying that the $32.7 million only for salary and compensation? Is that what we say?
Yeah. So the only people then that left there, the magistrate, the judges that get that gasoline, that do that in the rural area where they need electricity. But those people that in the area where they can get electricity, you say they should not get that benefit. And they're supposed to get it. Because current can go. When current go, how do you do the judicial work?
So it doesn't matter where you find yourself as a magistrate or judge. You must also, the courts must function, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. Let's take our break. We'll come back. We'll talk about the judge. We'll take our break, musical break. We'll go for the local data. It's a regular feature here.
leaving the people lost behind. Liberia, my home, my soul is crying. Where are we going? Where are we going? In schools there are no chairs to sit, children learning on the floor. In hospitals, no medication, no beds for the sick anymore. Motorcycles rushing injured souls, used as ambulances in the night. Oh, Liberia, how did we fall from a nation of hope to this painful plight? Where is the oath they swore to keep? Where is the love for those who weep? We're standing here, we're broken deep. Oh, Liberia, can you hear? Corruption is killing my country, dragging us down on wounded knees. Bad consensus, bad leadership. How long will this suffering be? Unconscious leaders guiding blind, leaving the people lost behind. Liberia, my home, my soul is crying. Where are we going? Where are we going? It was the American who started the butcher, then the Indian, then the Turk, now the Chinese. Oh, what a mighty elephant you are, Liberia. Everyone keeps cutting pieces from your piece. No lesson learned from the blood you shed, no wisdom gained from the bones we bury. And our pain will rise again, rebuild again. We'll break these heavy chains, unconscious leaders fade away. But Liberia will find her day, my homeland, my heart I keep.
And it's time to take you through the local dailies, a regular segment here on your station. Thanks to George. Of course, the New Republic, the Public Agenda, the Independent Prop, the Variety News. We also have the Women Voices, the Independent of Sam Odin. The Oracle News Daily is also here. The Hot Pepper Newspaper, the New Dawn Newspaper, the Democrat Newspaper, the Daily Observer Newspaper. The Parrot Newspaper is also here. The Liberian Investigator and the the In Profile Daily newspaper. And on this reading presentation, the midweek presentation of Kear Morning Live, KML, the Wednesday edition of the paper, volume 18, number 165. Hurry now. I know it's reading. Get to the vendors and get a copy of the paper because reading is knowledge. And let me say, countrymen, good morning. The original countryman of District 11 is proud to be associated with the paper. The general is also, he comes on at what? 10:30 this morning. Don't miss out on the general. Fascinating, captivating discussion. Whatever the occasion, if you're celebrating today, happy birthday to you. Get a copy of the paper on this wet Wednesday morning, July. If it's so for $40 Liberian dollars. And the motto say, in all that we do and right, in all that we report, come what may, no matter what, Liberia first. If you're on your keke, wherever you are this morning, you're welcome to the presentation on a rainy Wednesday morning. And the front page lead story says US 19.2 million cocaine case on US decks. To get a detail of the paper, of course, the story, get a copy of the paper. I see His Excellency Joseph Yumambwaka, the Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia. People say he is involved in humanity. Good morning to you, the Attorney General Oswald Twe, the acting head of the DEA, and Gregory Coleman. Liberians say they have lost confidence in Gregory Coleman. We'll look at that tomorrow. Student protests, 25% tuition hike. Phoebe cripples. Workers defy appeals. Abandoned posts. I will sue the government next Tuesday. Representative Foucault. Look at the other one, serial lawmaker. The people flood killing in the community. You don't think about that when you talk about suing government. The back page of the paper, government and private sector urge. In Grand Creek County, detained elders plight sparks outrage. US 19.2 million drug suspect jail. Tax Expenditure Management Act launch. PAL commands government but wants outstanding pay. Inos to sue GT Bank. That's a big story here. And the final story on the back page of the In Profile Daily on this edition. LDEA arraigns 6 drug suspects. Let me see if we have an editorial. The papers are many here this morning. Let's see if we can go for the editorial. What is happening with the editorial? We have an editorial. And the editorial says, let us avoid the who knows you system. Get a copy of the paper. That does it for the In Profile Daily. Moving along on the show, of course, is Kear Morning Live, KML. Like I said, muchos, you see, when you say gracias, thank you. But muchos gracias, thank you ever so much. Of course, Life for All is the motto of the New Republic, volume 15, number 303. Get a copy of the paper sold for $50 Liberian dollars. Wherever you are on this wet, rainy Wednesday, the midweek presentation of the show. The front page says, partners of patients faces difficulties. Patients face difficulties at CB Dumba Hospital overwhelmed due to Phoebe protests. So the patients at the Phoebe has been taken to the CB Dumba. AML's road rehabilitation restores essential services for Bunk and Basel residents. New Tax Expenditure Management Act launch. Government says it will strengthen fiscal transparency. Finance Minister here. Publishers Association of Liberia commends government, but what wants outstanding pay? I thought they said that they have paid. You people stay paying people $50. Look at that kind of untenable things. They flip to the back page of the paper. It's all about they can really spend MPA money. The man said Bwaga can move him. He challenged anybody. President Bwaga can remove him. Hussein Seko Hussein Duple. The back page with let's bring you inside. Our politics shouldn't becloud the 19 million cocaine saga. Beclude the saga. And that does it for the New Republic. Next on the stand as we move along is the Public Agenda newspaper. And the motto says, setting an agenda with honesty. Get a copy of the paper for 50 Liberian dollars. And the front page, volume 20, number 35, Wednesday, July 8th. Of course, the presentation is right here on your station. The front page says, the lead story says, U.S. takes over 19 million U.S. drug probe. Minister Twe says, joint security is challenged. And I see the Minister of Justice and Attorney General Republic of Liberia here. The final story on the front page of the paper, we read you that story already, or this story. Senator Sarah's link to drug cartel is his office rubbish, the allegation. Good morning to you, Senator Sarah. I know this guy. Look, we were all hustler. You see, Senator Sarah, the hustler, get him myself. I know how he came up, where he got his success from. Good morning to you, Momo Saros. The back page of the paper, Cummings, the best alternative, ANC Youth Congress. Senator McGee questions Waka's Turkey trip. The same thing they were accusing Jawia for, of flying, some say rap jet. You can rap plane, fly. That the car can rap. EPA boss reveals two findings to lawmakers. Makes recommendations. Another cement quota package. Oh, the boy. Oh, no. Oh, me. Let's go for the editorial. It says it is a good move to invite U.S. government to investigate the drug case in Liberia. That does it for the public agenda. The independent probe is also fresh. It's on the stand. This Wednesday morning is wet. Take along your reading here. The motto says developmental reporting brings nation healing. Get a copy sold for 50 Liberian dollars. And the front page says 1.67 kilometers of hope. A Salameta restores lifeline rules access. Liberia delegation proposed West Africa peer review forum for state-owned enterprises during Ghana study tour. And U.S. Treasury or U.S. Treasury FIU findings released fresh questions in 19.2 million RIA cocaine case. Let's drive you inside and get the editorial. What does the editorial say? Stop the too much cabinet meetings and focus on the economy, the economic improvement. Too many meetings. The back page of the paper. Impeachment hangs over judge over release of indictee in 19 million drug case. Okay. Judge Siafa Kear, with less than 72 hours following a formal indictment of 5 persons in connection to the recent 19 million drugs bust at the Robertson International Airport, the Ministry of Justice has clarified that the 2024 release of Michael U.S. Brown from detention was ordered by the 13th Judicial Circuit Court in Margate County. It was not authorized by the Ministry of Justice. He faces impeachment. Senators fears cover up in U.S. 19.2 million RIA cocaine probe. LFA expels Kaseko, revokes FC Facel membership to all football-related activities. Stop playing with a decent man character. Information Minister Jeremy Matthew Kear. Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn has strongly rejected allegations made by journalist Ronde C.A. attempting to link him to a suspect in an ongoing 19 million cocaine trafficking investigation. So in the country now, if George take picture with the vice president, George get linked to other criminality, that means the person involved. Okay, that does it for the independent probe. Of course, we're driving. We're looking for the office of the Variety News. Can somebody help us? We want to get the location for the offices of the Variety newspaper. And let's check out the headline story or story making headlines in the front and back page of the Variety News, volume 41, number 56. To get a copy, just pay 50 Liberian dollars. Reading is knowledge. The front page says, Who killed Jala? Who killed Jala? To get a detail of the story, get a copy of the Variety News. As calls for justice heightening. A family of the late Waka Jala, a public school teacher, is demanding justice after his body was found under gruesome circumstances in Benfin Sinje District, Bomi County. And a continuation of story, Land Wahala. LAA intervenes to mitigate conflict. The final story, US 19.2 million cocaine case starts. Let's see, we can have an editorial in the Variety News. Do we have an editorial in the Variety News? If not, then we'll flip you to the back page of the paper. And the back page story says, targeting US 500K for community. The Liberia Giving Month campaign has officially launched its second edition, setting a target of US 500,000 to support community development projects, civil society organizations, and county sports teams across the country. By the way, the county meet will fully cover it. We'll bring you live commentary and analysis in November. Kear Radio will be there at the SKD. Right, Josh? Our technicians and engineers are working up the modality and with the ministry. So we'll cover the county meet. Watch out for the county meet. Liberia to overhaul real sector. Liberia scores 50% in press freedom. And I see the president, the 2026 Freedom in the World report released by Washington-based pro-democracy organization Freedom House has given Liberia a 50% score for press freedom. Tomorrow, we'll look at the story. Julius Kanuba is here on the back page of the paper. And that does it for the Variety News. Good news for the government, 50%. We'll discuss it tomorrow. The editorial of the Women Voices said government must act on climate change disaster. Volume 15, number 04. Get a copy. So for $40 Liberian. Let me say good morning to Sam Keke Flo. Good morning to you, brother. I will never forget your good. And the front page says House contemplates impeachment proceedings against judge over US 19 million drug suspect release. The judge will have to answer. The House will impeach him because these are examples we need to set. A judge cannot take upon himself and release somebody, and then the person is not returned before his gavel. Dr. Pele shares findings on race and citizenship with members of the House of Representatives. We brought you the editorial, so we flip you to the back page of the paper, and the back page says stories making headlines on the back page of the paper. Trafficking victims get justice as court convicts 8 traffickers. Dagwitan road worsen as residents rally Representative Flomo's intervention. Overpass bridge traffic sparks House probe. We demand an answer. Senator Kone and Snow demand independent probe into 19.2 million cocaine case. MRD partisans want Gregory Coleman suspended. Some say he should be dismissed. Tomorrow we'll look at the issue of Gregory Coleman. Have you lost confidence? The public say you have lost confidence in Gregory Coleman. Enjoy the song. The editor of the Independent, Liberia's most investigative independent newspaper. Right, will us share the video. Of course, it's right here on KML. Tons of papers on the stand this morning. You have tri-weekly and bi-weekly. And the top story says, truth transforms nations. Ambassador Shuniya tells journalists. He spoke during the local chapter in Buchanan Grand Bassa County. He's a former foreign minister for foreign affairs at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Eli Shuniya. Good morning to you, big brother. The Independent Wednesday edition, 8 July, get a copy sold for $40 Liberian, volume 23, number 759. And the front page says, Liberia's press freedom rated problematic. Reporters without borders. We'll get a detailed story tomorrow. Cocaine funds trace to local bank as U.S. Intel briefs Waka. Yeah. The back page of the paper, drugs probe troubling Senators Kone and slow demand, transparency, and others. CMC identifies with detainee or destitute Liberians. The final story on the back page of the paper. To enforce compliance with minimum wage regulations, Labor Ministry task force begins salary verification. And that does it for the Independent. That takes us to the offices of the Oracle News Daily. We'll bring you the front and back pages of the local dailies right here on Kear Morning Live. KML. Let's take a breather. Let's get the song. Oh yes, thanks for stopping by. Of course, thanks for stopping by and continue to navigate with us. We are live from the nation's capital, from the slump of Sonyware to the top of the office of the president. Enjoy the jazzy tune. Reporting the truth to you as a motto of the Oracle News Daily is wet. I can feel at the vibration. It's touching the, oh my God, the roof. And plastic recycling model collects 343 metric tons of waste in Liberia, Nigeria, creating jobs and cutting carbon emissions. Those are sub-story. NEC Communications strategy validated. For the front page, the crux of the matter, the main issue on the front page of the Oracle News Daily, it says here, Liberia moves to club 240 million in annual tax losses. Wow. Finance and Development Planning Minister. Let me say good morning to the head of communication at the Ministry of Finance, Madam Patient. Good morning. Long time no see. I see Gafwan here. He's the Minister of Finance and Development Planning. Total partners on bank on Harbour Basin surveys to unlock commercial oil fund. Oh, wow. The back page of the paper. Stakeholders reaffirm support for inclusive democracy in Liberia. Do we have an editorial? If Josh, my producer, can give me a moment, let me find the editorial. Let the people enjoy the class. The editorial says, turning resource worth into public worth. Why Liberia must demand better from ArcelorMittal. And we flip it to the back page of the paper. Okay, that does it for the back and front and inside page story of the Oracle. The motto of this paper is the Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Chronicle to the Hot Pepper. Philip Brown, good morning. Volume 10, number 11,799. Good morning to Josh Usman Feka, a fearless George. Motto, we too belong. The front story says, front page story says, U.S. Treasury FIU findings trigger alarm in Monrovia as Boyka gets third-party brief on 19.2 million RIA drug money trial. Get a copy of the paper. Rondesia urges Kuhn to explain ties to personal link to RIA drug case as VP denies any link. The back page of the paper, AML rehabilitates over 167 kilometers of community roads. Court administrator cautions security personnel as judiciary conducts intensive security training. And of course, disagreement, my government's call to de-ratify TIA agreement, urge to allow the law to take its course. The final story, representing Samuel Enos vows legal action against GT Bank. That does it for the Hot Pepper newspaper. The New Dawn, truly independent, is the motto of the New Dawn newspaper. The Wednesday edition of the paper on the presentation, the Wednesday midweek presentation, volume 16, number 112. And the front page says, US $19.2 million case opens as prosecutors call first witness. Police role question in US $19.2 million drug probe. Let's see, we have an editorial in the paper. Let's go for the editorial. What does the editorial of the New Dawn say? No shield for anyone in Liberia's US 19 million cocaine probe. Grab a copy of the paper. The back page of the paper, King denies drug trafficking link. AML restores 167 kilometers of rural roads. That does it for the New Dawn newspaper. That's the Democrat newspaper, volume 31, number 259. As always, it's sold for $40 Liberian. Rush now and get a copy. And the front page lead story says, U.S. Treasury FIU findings raise fresh questions in U.S. $19.2 million RIA cocaine case. Liz and Liberia Petroleum Refining Company signs corporate partnership agreement. Let's see if George will permit us, and my producer, we go into the paper, getting deep into the paper and bring you the editorial. And the editorial says, who are the big hands behind the U.S. 19.2 million drug burst? Get a copy. Don't be a lazy person. Reading is knowledge. The back page of the paper, LEC faces contempt showdown over illegal debt. Sanitation crisis deepens across Monrovia despite mayor's land for inspection. That does it for the Democrat. The Daily Observer, the old Daily Observer newspaper, volume 26, number 126. And the front page says Dr. Pele reunites citizenship reform and land security debate. Her warning to lawmakers rekindles the nation's long-running Negro clause debate. Connie and Snow challenge government's handling of ITA contract. Josh Kear faces impeachment threat over release of alleged drug kingpin as House summons Justice Minister, Margaret Prison Superintendent, and others. Fire on the mountain. Josh Kear, your days are numbers. Court rejects photocopy evidence in US 19 million drug case, hurting high stakes hearing. Okay, I don't see the editorial here, but let's go for the parrots. 179 years of independence, July 26, 1847, July 26, 2026. The Wednesday, July 8th edition of the paper, volume 20, number 105. The paper is sold for $50 Liberian, and the front page says Facebook is trying the case. Can the institutions finish it? The 19.2 million cocaine question. Regulator approves consumer-friendly electricity tariffs. LERC slashes tariffs. Debate not in sorts. Who's saying this one? Robert Ballard. Agency promises impartial environmental investigation. EPA probes GVL. Let's see, we have an editorial in the Parrot newspaper, Kear Morning Live. And the editorial says, before June, there was May. What an editorial. The back page of the Parrot newspaper, VP demands evidence over speculation, vehemently rejects allegation. I mean, Ronnie? Ronnie, I remember the case with you and Paco. Okay. Digital taxation skills gain regional momentum. WhatsApp strengthens capacity. Drug probe dominates legislative agenda. Senate intensifies oversight. That's also for the Parrot. All right, our final stop is at the Liberian investigator pursuing the truth and integrity. That's the motto of the paper. Get a copy of the paper sold for $50 Liberian dollars. Of course, volume 2, number 066. And the front page says a probe full of holes. One man sits in jail for Liberia's 19 million cocaine burst. The executive whose company could have let the drugs fly but grounded them instead. According to emails obtained by the Liberian investigator, why the scanners who handled the cargo, the woman who freed the alleged rank leader, and the suspects who vanished remain beyond the reach of the police case. The deficit bill, President Bouaka has asked the House to ratify US or UA 12.11 million in African Development Bank loans to fix part of the 2006 budget deficit. Financing, he says, will share up fiscal reform and mining governance, with lawmakers giving until July 17 to report back. Phoebe Hospital leaders taken to court. Wow. Recognized but not funded. Local government transition leaves FOIA statutory superintendent zero budget for operation. Are forced to be there. That does it for the local dailies. Tomorrow we'll be back with more from the front, back pages, and the inside page of the local dailies. Time check is 24 minutes going up to 10 o'clock. Now let's deal with Josh, the judge of the 13th Circuit Court in Margibi County or Kakata. But let's read you the release from the Minister of Justice. Then we'll come to the release by the judge, and then the impeachment proceeding. Lawmakers are contemplating to impeach Josh Kear. Yes, this is why we're talking about this. In the first place, they should question him. No, it is not illegal. Nobody was. But let me just bring you the release from the Minister of Justice, Republic of Liberia. Michael U.S. Brown was released pursuant to a court order not by the Minister of Justice. The Minister of Justice did not release him. It was an order from the court. Monrovia, Liberia, July 3rd. The Minister of Justice wishes to clarify that Marco U.S. Brown, a pre-trial detainee, was released from custody solely pursuant to an order issued by the 13th Judicial Circuit Court for Margibi County under the gavel of His Honor Judge T. Siafa Kear. On September 20, 2024, the Ministry of Justice neither authorized, approved, nor directed his release. The court ordered Mr. Brown's release on medical grounds. Upon the execution of a human surety bond by Ms. Tusha Garnett and Ms. Christine G. Chicks, who assumed the legal obligation to produce him whenever required by the court. In light of the widespread public misinformation and attempts to associate Mr. Brown's current order release with court release with the ongoing investigation into the attempted exportation of approximately 19 million worth of cocaine, the ministry considers it necessary to place the facts before the Liberian people. On July 24, 2024, Marcus U.S. Brown and Raymond Pehe were arrested after attempting to clear 2 cartons labeled tea leaves at Rabos International Airport. Brown, an information technology officer assigned at Rabos International Airport, was identified as the importer and consignee of the shipment, while Pehe was identified as the importer and consignee of the shipment. Investigations established that the cartons contain cannabis, or commonly called kush, or known as kush, with an estimated street value of US 200,000. Both men were investigated and charged with offenses relating to the unlawful importation and transportation of controlled offenses relating to the unlawful importation and transportation of controlled substances. Subsequently, prison authorities informed the court that Mr. Brown required urgent medical attention. Brown petitioned the court to permit him to seek advanced medical treatment, although the prosecution opposed the application. Judge T. Siafa Kear granted the request and ordered Brown's release on September 20th, 2024. Subject to the execution of human surety by Ms. Toshi Garnett and Ms. Christine D. Chicks, the ministry reiterates that Mr. Brown's release was the result of a judicial order and not an executive action of the Ministry of Justice. The ministry neither approved nor facilitated his release. Finally, the ministry wishes to make it abundantly clear that Mr. Brown's 2024 prosecution arose from a separate criminal matter involving the seizure of cannabis value at approximately 200,000. It is distinct from the ongoing investigation into the attempted exploitation of approximately US 19 million worth of cocaine. Any suggestion that Mr. Brown's court order released in 2024 resulted from or was connected to the current investigation is false, misleading, and unsupported by the facts. The Ministry of Justice remains committed to conducting all investigations professionally, impartially, and remains committed to conducting all investigations professionally, impartially, and strictly in accordance with the laws of Liberia. Jutuni Wakoli, Director of Press and Public Affairs, Minister of Justice, Republic of Liberia. Now, so the judge did not get the blessing. Prosecution rejected. So it was not an executive execution. The release of Marco U.S. Brown in 2024, he has been named. So the judge released Marcus U.S. Brown, a notorious drug peddler. So let's come to the, because it is here. The judge released the man to his girlfriend and his sister. So what did he do? According to the Ministry of Justice, they rejected his release. They rejected his release, but the judge, Siafa Kear of the 13th Circuit, Magibi County, granted the release that the guarantors will return Mr. Marcus U.S. Brown, the notorious kingpin who lives on drugs and damaging the lives of our people. 16 minutes going up to the hour. Judge Kear faces the House of Representatives. I need my glasses. The House of Representatives has opened a high-stakes investigation into the conduct of former Magibi County resident Circuit Judge T. Siafa Kear over his handling of a high-profile 2024 cocaine trafficking case, a move that could ultimately result in impeachment proceedings if lawmakers determine that he committed judicial misconduct or violated the Constitution. Fire on the mountain. Acting during Tuesday's sitting, lawmakers voted to constitute themselves into a committee of the whole to investigate allegations that Judge Kear, you listen, that Judge Kear unwillfully granted bail to alleged drug trafficking suspect Marcus U.S. Brown, despite provisions of Liberia's amended drug law that clarifies major narcotics offenses as non-bailable. The judge knows within himself that it is non-bailable, the amended drug law. It is not bailable. Whether he's the son of the president, of the vice president, or even the speaker of the chief justice, he is not entitled to a bail bond, fellow Liberians. U.S. Brown, Marcus Brown, despite provisions of Liberia's amended drug law that clarifies major narcotics offenses as non-bailable, the investigation was triggered by a formal communication submitted by Representative James M. Collett, chairman of the House Committee on Rules, Order, and Administration, who argued that the judge's decision undermined the intent of the legislature's 2022 amendments to the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act. According to Representative Collett, Brown was arrested in 2024 on serious narcotics charges, but was later released on bail by Judge Kear. Lawmaker alleged that Brown subsequently fled Liberia and is now reportedly linked to the seizure of 19 million cocaine shipment, raising fresh questions about the legality and consequences of the bail decision. The judge, or Judge Kear, was illegally wrong, Representative Collett told fellow lawmakers. In 2022, the legislature amended the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act to make major drug trafficking offenses non-bailable. Despite that clear provision of the law, Judge Kear granted bail to Marcus U.S. Brown, who later fled the country and is now allegedly connected to another massive drug consignment. The allegation against Brown have not been adjudicated or adjusted in court, adjudicated in court, and a House investigation is expected to examine the legal and factual circumstances surrounding the bail order. Following debate on the communication, plenary overwhelmingly voted to transform itself into a committee of the whole to conduct a full investigation into the matter. The inquiry will focus on whether Judge Kear's decision was consistent with Liberia's narcotics laws and whether it amounted to judicial misconduct, gross abuse of authority, or other constitutional violations that could justify impeachment. Honor the Liberia, honor where we honor Liberia's constitution, judges misconduct, gross breach of duty, inability to perform official functions, or other impeachable offenses. If lawmakers conclude that sufficient evidence exists, the House could draft and approve articles of impeachment for transmission to the Senate, which has the constitutional responsibility to conduct an impeachment trial. As part of the investigation, the House ordered several senior officials to appear before plenary on Thursday at 10 a.m. Those summoned include Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Justice Kear, now assigned as resident circuit judge in Bum County, the superintendent of Kakata Central Prison in Margibi County, and legal counsel representing Marco U.S. Brown. Lawmakers are expected to question the officials about the legal basis for granting Brown bail, the execution of the court's release order, the actions taken by prison authorities, and whether prosecutors comply with the provisions of Liberia's amending drug law. The inquiry is also expected to determine whether the bail order violated the legislature's 2022 amendments to the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act, which removed bail eligibility for certain major drug trafficking offenses. 11 minutes to the hour. We'll read you the story because tomorrow we're going to deal with it. The judge faces Holobalu. The House's action comes amid increasing public concern over the rise of transitional drug or transnational drug trafficking in Liberia and growing calls for stronger accountability within the country's criminal justice system. Lawmakers have repeatedly expressed concern over the handling of major narcotics prosecution, particularly in cases involving large quantities of legal drugs and large transnational trafficking networks. Representative Collier argued that strict enforcement of Liberia's anti-drug laws is essential if the country is to effectively combat organized crime and protect the integrity of its judicial system. The investigation is expected to examine not only the judge's interpretation of the law, but also whether all institutions involved, including prosecutors, prison authorities, and defense counsel, acted in accordance with established legal procedures. Although the House has not initiated impeachment proceeding Tuesday,